people are saying we haven't got anything. We're at the bottom. We've been the bottom since we've been here. We've been slaves, and now we see very little except politicians running it around making speeches. In fact, what most white people don't know, that amount of money that was generally earmarked for the black masses never arrived, or arrived in very small measures. It was siphoned off by a group of middle-class blacks and middle-class, and the whites got more than the blacks because the blacks were obsessed with, they wanted acceptance. When they found out that a black was flattered when he heard the statement, "You're not like the others. If the blacks were just like you, we wouldn't have a race problem." He began to smile and straighten out his bow tie and dream lofty dreams. How one day he would be a part of the corporate 500, maybe the first black in the White House, maybe the first president of a corporate 500 in America. That kind of syndrome caused the black to leave his people. Psychologically, he may ride through the hood from time to time. Psychologically, he's not there. His entire life has been spent trying to find a way to get away from the black masses. When Jews live among Jews, they say, well, that's natural, it's religious. When Japanese live among Japanese, they say, well, that's cultural. When white people live among white people, they say, well, that's certainly natural. But when black people live among black people, it is said that's segregation. Break it up. Because blacks couldn't possibly want to live among themselves. They couldn't possibly want to go to school with themselves. They couldn't possibly want to work for another black business. This syndrome that has been perpetuated by a group of whites who made money in the black community and did not want any blacks in business. In fact, wrote into the charter of the NAACP when it was founded that the NAACP couldn't even own land. They wanted to assure there would be no competition. They couldn't do it in the white world. In the white world, that would be called a monopoly or antitrust, and they might have to go to jail. Certainly pay a fine. In the black community, they could masquerade with these hand-picked so-called leaders who had as their agenda to disappear. What they could never utter is that they physically wished for the day that they would be able to disappear.